Hi everybody, it's Jenny coming to you with an update. Not a great one, but an update. Okay, I believe it's been a couple days since I've done a video, and actually the last 2 days I had a loss on the scale, and then today it was way back up again. So technically, so it was like loss of point 0.4, loss of point 0.1, and the day before that was a stall, and then today's scale said plus 1.3. And I didn't eat poorly. I stuck with the keto plan. So it is what it is. I believe that there's a huge um, component of hormones at play, which I just got to get that figured out. There's nothing you can do unless it can be identified from a medical professional and they can figure it out. So, in all the research I've done in terms of keto numbers going back up, in that it's, you've either eaten something that has carbs and you didn't realize it, or you may have eaten way too much protein. So I started looking into that, and that's why I was going to talk about fat bombs today. Which I had heard, but like I do try to focus on getting fats in there too. I don't keep track. I hate to do that. That's why I just gave up on Weight Watchers. Um, I hate counting calories. And then I hate counting macros even more. Now there's three things you have to count. It's easier to count calories, and I don't even want to do that. I hated counting points. I hate it. I don't like any of that. And it's not sustainable for me anyway, long term. So I don't count my macros. And I know you will probably say, well, then it's your fault, Jenny. And you're right. It's my fault. I don't know exactly. Um, but it's very hard to think about getting fats without getting proteins. My buffalo chicken dip is a huge source of fat, so that's a good one. And I did have a bowl of that yesterday with a full red pepper and about two stalks of celery that I pulled off of a bunch. That was about as many vegetables as I needed to eat it up. That was delicious. I also had a turkey burger, but I looked on the package to see if they, packed in breading or something inside of it. Sometimes they can add like a breadcrumb or something to. I've seen that in different burgers and that, but no, the carbs were really low on these turkey burgers. They were pre-made. They were okay. And I made a bunch of mushrooms. I sautéed them in a lot of butter, and I put the mushrooms on it, and I put it on a keto bun. So then I started thinking today, maybe the keto buns are not as good as they say they are. I mean, I don't think that's the case because I feel like there'd be a conspiracy and a lot more people would know about it. So I don't think that threw me out of ketosis. Um, was it too much protein? That's where I'm starting to think like maybe the balance. I looked up in a calculator what I should have, and in terms of if I wanted to continue to do a weight loss of 1 to 1.5 pounds a week, and I really need to have like around, I think it was about 70 grams of protein, about 79 of fat. So they weren't that far off, which makes me feel good because, it's just hard to eat fats without protein. I mean, there's protein in cheese and there's protein, like the things that I eat. So that's why I thought, well, the butter and the mushrooms would be good to saute them in a lot of butter. A very crazy diet to think about eating a lot of fats, right? I'm still not completely wrapping my head around it 100%. But yeah, let me check here and see what I wrote. I also had some salami, which is high fat. But again, it's a protein. I probably had about 8 slices. I took a tiny little, about a quarter of an inch off of the package and rolled that up in 2 rolls and just ate those by themselves as a snack throughout the day. And before I went to bed, I really wanted something sweet. I could find nothing sweet that was appropriate to eat on this diet. So I made myself just have some peanuts. I had gotten some dry roasted peanuts recently. And I ate some peanuts, and maybe I had too much of those. Maybe it was because it was before bed and they're obviously higher in salt and I was retaining water. I mean, who knows? Who knows? There's all kinds of things that could be going on. We are, oh goodness, I don't even know how many days into, when was the last day? All right, I started menstruating on day 33. It's been 20 days, 21 days. So obviously, I get hormone issues. Have an appointment again in September. So in a few weeks. I will figure out how to get that regulated, and hopefully that will help me lose weight. In the meantime, I thought, well, maybe focus on fat bombs. And some of the fat bombs I'd seen in the past didn't look great, but I found one that looks great. So I'm going to make a point to get to the grocery store today and buy the ingredients I need to make it. I have to get to the grocery store anyway. I'm starting to run low on things. So all in all, in P3, I am 54 days in, and from the end of P2, I am up zero point 0.4 pounds. Really, I can't complain. I'm not happy about the plus 1.3, but I can't complain. This is the week of my scrapbooking retreat. That is going to be a challenge for me starting on Friday, definitely Saturday and Sunday. And then, of course, I'll be bringing some stuff home into the house. So I am going to try to eat right. We'll see. I'm sitting by the food table again, and I have to keep it all organized. And if somebody brings something like a vegetable pizza, everything on that vegetable pizza is good except for the crescent roll on the bottom. So there are things that are going to make me fall off. Can I resist the urge to eat a piece of the apple pie when I'm there? Maybe. We'll see. But if somebody brings, well, we call it crack because it's as addictive as crack cocaine. But I don't know the actual name to it, but we call it crack. But it is, oh, I mean, I'm not even going to tell you. The sugar count through the roof. Chocolate and caramel and, yeah, there's graham crackers. It's so good. So good. You break it off into pieces and eat it, and it like melts in your mouth though because it has a graham cracker, so it's not like a peanut brittle. I don't like the hardness of a peanut brittle, but these, oh, anyway, if somebody brings it, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. I mean, can I keep it down to if I cheat just having one? I don't know. Probably not. I think that I'm just going to let myself just go. Do your best. Do your best. Don't overindulge. Don't be like, I'm throwing caution to the wind this weekend because it's my retreat weekend and there's all these foods that everyone's bringing to share. And so I'm just going to let it go and then get back on track. I'm going to try not to do that. I'm going to try to stay on track, but I'm not going to kill myself when little things pop up. The result at the end of the weekend is still going to be 10 times better than what normally happens with me on a scrapbooking retreat weekend. So there's that. Now, I also order a few extra of the Amish meals and I bring them home so the family has them to eat. So for the next week, I don't have to worry about preparing and cooking food. They can heat it up, and reheated Amish food tastes amazing, just as good as the original. So that'll be in the house. And of course, there might be some extra pie and some sweets in that. So sometime next week, when I'm disgusted with myself and I feel like enough of the major temptations are gone or almost gone, I'll say almost gone, I will start loading. So, sometime in the next week, I will load. In the meantime, I'm just going to be grateful that I went 54 days and gained zero point 0.4 on the scale. Victory. Victory. Okay. Let me tell you the recipe that I'm going to make, and then I'll tell you how they are after I make them. Okay. These are fat bombs, and there's all different kinds of fat bombs. I personally am not a fan of chocolate and peanut butter together. Go figure. So I don't really like to have peanut butter in a whole lot of my desserts. I like a straight up peanut butter cup. Okay. Like if it's sitting in front of me now, I'd be like, oh, that would be really good. So, but generally speaking, like a chocolate peanut butter pie or any kind of chocolate peanut butter, any kind of other dessert, I'm glad I can walk away from it. It doesn't tempt me. I'd rather just not eat anything usually. But these didn't have peanut butter in them, and these are called keto coconut chalk fat bombs. Chalk for chocolate, obviously. Okay, they look like they're very, very simple and quick to eat. You do have to wait 2 hours after preparing them before you eat them. But let me go ahead and tell you a little bit about the macros. Okay, so there's 4.4 net carbs in one. All right, so that's high for me. I mean, I don't even eat bread that's that high in carb. I mean, 4.4. Makes me want to second guess this, but I guess if I'm having a really good day and I really feel like I've had no carbs, then I could have two of these. Because, I mean, I don't think I'm going to be able to eat just one. Um, 1.9 grams of fiber. Um, the total carbs are 11.1, but 4.4 net again. There are 3.6 grams of protein, and there are 27 grams of fat. The whole thing is 264 calories. Oh man, it's going to have to be a day that I'm doing really good because I swear these calories are going to throw me over out of ketosis. Or I don't know. I'm starting to have second thoughts now that I'm looking at those macros closer. But I always read about how these are fat bombs are good ways to get your fats, and I just have to remember I can't eat as many meats and proteins. I just can't. The other thing I'm going to do that I looked at is to try to focus on eating more eggs because eggs have a much higher fat content than they do protein. Um, so that's another thing I'm going to look into. All right, so step one, you're going to use coconut oil and you're going to make sure that it's soft. It has to be at room temperature. All right. So in a bowl, you're going to mix coconut oil, cream cheese, cocoa powder, and your erythritol or whatever sweetener of choice that you want that's has no calories, artificial sweetener. Um, they get mixed up. This all gets mixed up in a bowl, which is why you have to have it soft to begin with. Um, and then you are going to put it into the refrigerator to firm up for about an hour. Okay, after that, you remove it from the refrigerator and first get a shallow dish or a plate and put coconut on it. You're going to divide up the mixture that you pulled out of the refrigerator into 10 portions, which I like that because then you really know exactly how much is in each ball. So you divide it into 10, roll them into 10 even balls, and then roll them into the coconut. All right, then you're going to put them back into your refrigerator for another hour to get it to set before you serve it. All right, that's the whole recipe. Let me look at it. Does not share. So sorry. I just assumed I had not scrolled down and found it, but it is not sharing the portion size, the measurements, I mean. Okay. There's the servings. I'm trying to click on any little thing that I can that might pop up, might have it pop up. Ingredients. Oh, here it is. It was really, really tiny, way off on the side. And the picture and the name of the ingredient are like right here together, and then like really tiny over here is how much. Okay. So well, let's do it in the order we talked about. We first mentioned coconut oil, so that's going to be a quarter cup. The cream cheese, 3/4 of a cup. Your cocoa powder, of course, they recommend unsweetened cocoa powder by Ghirardelli. And I think I have unsweetened Hershey's cocoa powder in my pantry, and so I'll just use that. I'm sure any brand is fine, but you're going to use 1/3 of a cup of that, and those are the ones that you're going to be mixing all together. Okay, and then make into no, and then also your erythritol. You need 2 tablespoons of erythritol in there as well, or the sweetener of your choice. Okay, refrigerate it, bring it out, roll them into balls, roll them into coconut, back in the refrigerator for an hour. It says about a quarter cup of coconut. Yeah. If you need more, fine. If you need less, fine. It's basically roll the ball in it and cover the ball so it looks like a little snowball when you're done. And then eat and enjoy. So I'm going to try to keep this tab open so that I remember. And I'm going to write down the ingredients here too. So I know, check my pantry, see what I need, and when I go to the grocery store today, I'll get them. I'll make them today and share with you and let you know. What I find out, I'm kind of excited about it, a little worried about how high the fat, I mean, I'm not supposed to be worried about the fat content, but what I need to be worried about is how much other stuff I'm eating throughout the day. All right. And then all this is for naught because come this weekend, I'm actually going on Thursday, but I think that I can be good On Thursday, I can bring fats and proteins down with me. Have a little refrigerator, microwave there. I'm going to be busy setting things up. I'm just not going to go out and eat anywhere else, and I can control what I eat on Thursday. On Friday, basically the same thing. We have a pizza casserole coming for dinner, but if it has pasta in it, I don't like pasta. So that would be awesome because then I won't eat that either. And then I can find snacks up at the snack bar that are cheeses and meats and things that don't have pasta in it anyway. Maybe I'll take a little bit of the meat from the cheese from the pizza casserole and just kind of eat around. And then I'm going to offer a salad as well. So I'll have salad and try to get some meat and cheese and put it with the salad and eat that. So I might be okay. I mean, that being said, starting from 3 o'clock until about 11 when I'll go to bed, there will be snacks galore, but I think I can resist them on day one. It's Saturday all day from like 7 a.m. until midnight that is going to be my biggest temptation. So I'll let you know. Okay, too much chattering. I'll see you another time. Take care. Bye.